time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode of the Up North Journal podcast is brought to you by
PSE Archery, Yamaha Outboards, Better the Hunt, Easy Cut, Packer Max, Deer Camp Coffee, Buck Baits, JPO Game Calls, Limwalker Game Calls, Wild Seasoning, Total Peep, Sunrise Archery, Scent Lock, and Scent Blocker.
Welcome back to another episode of Up North Journal podcast. Everybody, I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in a cabin with none other than...
That's right, none other than me, Dan DeFaw. That's right, your partner in crime.
What do we do now?
Nothing yet, but I'm sure we can not go far without getting in trouble.
Before we get too far into this, reach back there and close that door, why don't you? Take care of some housekeeping here. There you go. Speaking of housekeeping, we need to take care of the people who take care of us.
Absolutely. You know what? There's nothing better than talking about the people that take care of us, and to start out with Buck Baits. You know, folks,
Season's around the corner.
Around the corner, at the end of this month, some of the seasons are going to start kicking off, and into September, we got early seasons around the different states.
Early goose season starts here September 1st.
Absolutely, and so what better way is to go over to buckbaits.com to get 20% off your order when you check out. Use the promo code UNJ20, buckbaits.com. Check it out. They also will be at Woods and Water in September. As will we. Absolutely. I will find out the booth number from Julie, and we will pass it on.
Okay.
I tell you what, it's August. You've got to get out there and do some fall food plots.
There you go.
What better way than to use the Packer Max? Lincoln Roan over there at Packer Max. Get $25 off your order using UNJ25. Give Lincoln a call or go online to packermax.com. JPO Game Calls. You talked about goose season.
Squirrel season.
He's got some great calls there. The Omni series is kind of cool. We'll have to get him on to talk about that and let him fly with his goose call. UNJ10 for 10% off your order at jpogamecalls.com.
Let's talk about something tasty.
The last couple things are very tasty. Wildseasoning.com. 10% off your order, UNJ 2021. I tell you what, folks, you got to try this on just about anything, from vegetables to meat to fish to... If you want to go ahead and pour some on some dirt, go right ahead. It'll make it tastier.
Gosh. Wow. Okay.
And what better way to wash it down than with Deer Camp Coffee? And as you can see here, folks...
Well, no, they can't see because I'm on the graphic.
I tell you.
Wow.
Use the promo code UNJ10 for 10% off your order. Deer Camp Coffee. But when you're over there, can you throw up the picture of our new logo for the coffee?
I could do that.
Well, why don't you go ahead and show the folks what our label's going to look like?
I thought I was directing tonight. Obviously, you are.
You give me the front of the show.
Yeah, look what happens.
And it's awesome, I tell you what.
All right, there's your graphic.
There you go. Thank you. Up North Journal. There's our label. You're looking at the medium roast. Yes, get over to Deer Camp Coffee. Get the UNJ roast, light, medium, and dark, and check them out.
And don't forget to use the promo code
UNJ10.
Save 10% on your order.
That's right. Okay, so...
I've got mine right here.
So, to answer your question...
That's ice in there.
Yes,
that means I got cold brew tonight.
You do have cold brew. Tom Ginsel is answering your question with a thumbs up. Tammy's calling us two of the Three Stooges.
That means she's the third.
That's right. Williams Gun Site from 10 until 4 this Saturday.
There you go.
The Jake's event. I tell you what, folks, get over there, check it out. Great way to get introduced to turkey hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully everything will be open. You can go check it out. Maybe shoot a gun, too.
Shoot a gun, shoot a BB gun, shoot bows.
Trout pond,
if they got it. Yeah. Yep. Birdhouse building, other fun-filled activities. I took Ben over there a couple years ago.
Yeah, you did.
I need to get him back over there.
Mark Coleman. He's in Winterset, Iowa. He's going to Antlers in August on Saturday at the Raised Hunting Facility. Going to donate some cash to the Raised at Full Draw Mission. Excellent.
Antlers in August.
That's what he says. Antlers in August.
I was just asking.
I know. I saw antlers in August, and they were furry still. They look nice.
I like Tammy's comment. Yeah, big deal now. Yeah, we do. We have our own branded coffee.
Absolutely.
With more to come.
More to come, so go check it out.
Stay tuned.
Well, I'm sure we'll have it at Woods and Water.
Yes, we will. Maybe I'll grind up some of the fresh beans, and maybe I could do some cold brew, have it ready.
Ooh,
have little Dixie cups out there, maybe. I don't know.
There you
I don't know
go.
if we're allowed to give out stuff like that.
Probably not.
Who knows?
Well,
with the
We'll talk with Julie and find out what we can and can't do, because I'm sure we could get into trouble for him.
yeah, we can always get in trouble.
Absolutely.
You know,
we
but-
got Tammy to bail us out.
With our mommy governor here, you never
Oh,
know. The
don't
furry
even go
slipper's
there.
been coming back down, so who knows what we can and can't do. Hopefully the event still goes on.
Right, exactly. I tell you what.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed for everything. But enjoy your time over there at Raised at Full Draw. Get it done there, Mr. Mark Coleman. I've been seeing
Mark, wet a line while you're over there too.
Right. Big shout out to Charles Byram too. So I was just on my way over here, and in the backyard there was 7 deer, there was 3 fawns, and 4 does.
Okay.
It was nice. They're coming in. They're starting to move a lot more all of a sudden.
Still got heavy spots.
You know, out of the 3 fawns that I see, there's a bigger one that's the spots are kind of getting lighter.
Okay.
With the 2, they'll probably be middle September, but I think the one will probably be early September.
So probably first drop and then second drop.
That's what I'm thinking, body size wise. So, but man, I tell you what, it is so nice to see them guys just coming out and checking, just seeing them move now. It's just,
Okay.
I love it.
Just as a note here that just came in. No, Tammy, we're not looking for a voice of reason. Not at all. Not. If you haven't learned that by now with Danny and I, there is no voice of reason.
No,
around,
there isn't.
you know, at least that's what Nancy tells me.
No, there isn't.
There's no voice of reason.
We lost reason a long time ago. Hey, just a shout out to everybody. We talked about this before the show. Mike and I, for the next month, are going to host our shows on Wednesdays. So we got some weekends
Events
coming up.
yep.
We got to move. So we're just going to go from now on. We're going to shift it to Wednesdays from now until the first week of September.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, and if we have some good interaction and people migrate to the Wednesday, we may stick with Wednesday. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
So, but you mentioned this on the live stream about our guest tonight, or did you mention that on?
I did mention on the drop at 7
Okay.
o'clock that we were supposed to have a guest tonight, but he fell ill this week. He was out of town last week, so I think he was in Texas actually last week.
Right.
And so he got ill this week. He even had to cancel his family vacation for next week. So
Yep. So
big shout, get well soon, and we'll
talk coyotes and suppressors at some other point in time here in the near future. So
exactly.
So you get us tonight.
You get us tonight and what we did this past last couple of weeks and see what's happening. I tell you what, it was nice to get out on the water. Or we can talk about your kayaking first. Whatever you want to do.
Well, I don't know. It's really going to depend on if I've got the computer hooked up here properly. Because we never did check that because we were in such a rush. Yeah, we do.
Oh, look at that.
We'll go ahead and get your video up there. So,
Well, before I do that, while you got that up, let's go over here. Let's go check out our live webcam up at... Whoop,
I don't know what you're calling it. I'm not putting that up there.
don't put that up there yet.
You ought to see what he's got up here on the screen.
Oh, right. Come on now.
Oh.
I got to hit the right button, right?
Well,
There we go.
That would help.
Oh, the right button.
Yeah, that thing
there.
there.
We go. I tell you what, it is 77 degrees up in Newberry, Michigan, and it is, you know what?
Not a car on the street.
It is not a
Oh,
car.
wait, there's one.
A Volkswagen.
Slug bug.
See, you finally got to hit me. You finally got to hit me. How's the water looking?
Oh, you're
Not
gonna
bad.
You gonna go back to that?
Hold on. I'm
Pop it
looking.
full. Let's see.
Grand Marinade. Some boats out on the water.
Grand Marais. Look at
Look
that.
at that. People looking at the water. Sailboats. So,
I wish they'd see me pop you one.
yeah, you missed it, everybody. That would have been live.
Well, if put that back up there. Go back to take not that one. Go back to Newberry Full. We're a hot mess tonight, folks. We're so discombobulated. If you're up in Newberry, stop in at Cedar's Pizza. Get you a good pizza up there. But also, don't forget to go over and check out. They also have Deer Camp coffee there. So you can get some of that as well.
Absolutely.
But we want to give a shout out to FM 123 up in Newberry who carries our show for us. So a big shout to them. Weather looks nice up there right now.
77 degrees.
Everything's still green up there.
You know what? If you ever noticed, it's starting to get a tinge of yellow.
Oh, you just wait. I got more to show you and talk about in tonight's show.
Okay.
On that subject. So something that kind of
Okay, it wasn't a Volkswagen.
No more
It
slug
wasn't
bug.
a slug bug.
All right. Wow, this is going to be a trouble show tonight. I can already tell this is not going to. This might not bode well.
This is going to be good.
Okay, all right. If you say so.
It's going to be awesome.
All right. So what are we going to talk about? Okay, you went fishing this weekend.
I did go fishing. I tell you what,
You wet a line?
I wetted several lines. My future daughter-in-law, Gabby, called me up on Friday night. Mm-hmm. Said, hey, would you like to go on a charter on Saginaw Bay? And I said,
Duh.
okay.
Do pigs like mud?
Right, exactly. So I went out there Sunday morning, got up bright and early on a Sunday, and we headed out to the Bay City Yacht Club.
I've kayaked past that.
Have you?
Yeah, recently, yes.
Oh, okay. So we went out to the Bay City Yacht Club, and we met with Scott. I'm going to butcher his name. Devised, the captain of the Rock and Reel 2.0, and it was myself, Gabby, Larry, which is her dad, her brother-in-law Jason, and a family friend Jim.
Is that you there with the boat, or is that the captain?
That's the captain with the boat.
Okay.
He's got that. It's a 29-footer. It is, not going to lie, it is awesome. That's a nice boat.
So who shot this video?
I did.
Okay, so you're behind the camera.
I'm behind the camera.
Okay, that explains it.
That's why there's nobody in front of like me in front of the camera. Hey, this is all shot with a GoPro.
Handheld.
Yes. So
no tripod.
No tripod. This was me just bouncing around, doing what I could. So what we did, we left out and we headed out. And I tell you what, first thing I noticed when I got on the boat was, as you got on the back of the boat, is he had twin Yamaha 250s.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I said. I knew it was going to be a good fishing day.
Was it a nice smooth ride?
You know what? It was a decent ride because we had to go up from Bay City. We headed up to Pinconning.
Okay.
And we fished between Pinconning and Linwood. And that's where the walleye had migrated.
Okay.
Actually, we're at the end of the season for the bay.
Okay.
Didn't know this. So Scott said, hey, we're going to make the run. We're going to go up there. It was an 18-mile run, I think he said.
So you got on the boat and made the run up there.
We made the run up there. It was decent. It was choppy the further you got away from land. Mm-hmm. But when you were closer to land, it wasn't as choppy. It's more like rolling.
Yeah.
And it was great. I mean, it was, we set out, he set out 8 lines. Actually, he set out 10 lines. And he had planer boards, and we trolled. So it was pretty cool. So then what happened was we got out there, and I'm just popping these videos. This is raw footage, folks. So
yeah, it is. I'm messing with you, Dan.
I know you are.
No, it's nice. You shot some nice stuff here.
But you know what? For a GoPro 9, I tell you what, this little camera does wonders.
Oh, they're on 9s now? I got a 3 and a 4.
Yeah, this is a GoPro 9. So this is Larry. That's Gabby's dad.
Okay.
He's bringing in the first fish of the day.
So what are you guys running there? What are you running for jigs?
Okay, so he was using these. They were purple and silver. They look like Rapalas.
Hot and tot?
I think so.
Okay.
So, and he put those on planer boards on each side, and we were doing some trolling.
How many lines did you have out?
We had 10 lines out.
Okay.
And he had 2 that were right down by the boat on the right and left. And then from there, he had 4 spread out on each side.
How many can he run total there?
Oh, he actually could run, there's 4 there, 4 there, and 5 above, I think. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20.
20. So,
If he actually put them all in.
So you could run enough for 10 people?
Yeah.
Okay.
So right off the bat, we started catching fish, and it was pretty cool. It was so we had a discussion while we were out there about and we had this discussion. You remember back being up at Cabela's in Saginaw, mm-hmm. and what the complaint was,
right?
And there's Larry catching the first fish of the day. He was it was pretty funny. Scott was a great captain. He knew how it was fun because he's like, all right, take your hero shots now. And so we got there, and he says the legal limit is 13 inches.
It's down to 13 now.
Yes.
So it used to be 16 last time, I remember.
And, well, they dropped it because what was happening was they were starting to...
Overabundance of little fish.
Exactly.
Right.
And so what they've done is he said, we're going to keep them. If they're 13, we're keeping them. We're
Okay.
going to take as many fish as we can, because what needs to happen in the Saginaw Bay is just that. Is they're being eaten out of house and home and stunting themselves.
Okay.
So they definitely wanted to just take as many as we could.
Wanted to thin it down so the habitat could support the bigger fish.
Absolutely. So it was a great time out there. And we started catching fish. We also caught a pike. It was probably about 30 inches long. And Jason was reeling it in, and it was a nice fish. Mm-hmm. And our captain lost it at the boat.
You got pictures?
Yes.
Okay, you got video.
I got video of him losing it at the boat.
Okay, I say because if there's no video or pictures, it didn't happen.
It's
The one that got away.
So that first video that I have out there, which is is exactly what I said. I said I have video now, so nobody can say they didn't catch or they did catch. In whatever size we are saying is actually what we're going to see.
Oh, so we have an official record on boat.
Exactly.
There you go.
So it was funny. So, but then
I'll tell you what. Hang on to that thought.
I
We're
will.
bumping up here on the first break. We come back. We'll continue on Lake Huron with Danny's fishing extravaganza. We'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has reinvented the way you buy bows.
From now on, you can make the most educated decision possible.
By basing your bow choice specifically on your shooting needs and goals.
All you need to do is ask yourself, what kind of shooter am I? What do I want to achieve?
PSE will help find the right category for you.
So, what kind of shooter are you?
Find out at psearchery.com.
Welcome back, second segment of the show. Danny and I reminiscing here a little bit, trying to figure out how long we've been hanging out with each other, causing each other havoc and trouble. So
right, exactly. And Todd, you're right, absolutely right. 13 inches is not everywhere in Michigan. Check your local listings in the digest to see what, like he says there, the Detroit River is actually bigger.
There you go.
And you're right, Tom Gensel. No pics. It's just a fish story.
Exactly. That's why I was busting his chops. I wanted to see this pike.
I know. See that? So you can't see it on the. I know where the fish is at when in the video, and it's funny.
Oh, here we go.
No. It is what it is. He got up there and he tried to net it, and he bumped it. It
spit the hook and away it went.
It was a nice fish. I'm not even gonna lie on that one. So
is this the video here?
No, not yet.
Okay.
This is Gabby's first fish. This was her first fish when we started catching them. I tell you what, I got to give kudos to Scott on the Rock and Reel 2.0. He runs a great boat. Great guy to talk with. He doesn't give you that perception that, hey, I'm the captain and,
He lets you help out?
He lets you help out. Actually, Gabby was the helper of the day practically because she was the most trustworthy is what he said.
He didn't trust you.
No, he didn't.
Captain, that was real good of you.
Right?
He was a smart man.
So it was funny because he looked around the boat and goes, yeah, okay, Gabby, So what she was to do is we were catching fish and putting them in the live well was to count them.
Okay.
So
because you don't want to be over limit.
Exactly. So, and as you can see here, there he's pulling the planer board off, and then you just keep reeling. And we were trolling at 2.5 miles an hour.
Okay.
And the magic number was 12 to 13 feet.
Okay.
When we got to 14, 15, 16,
no fish.
Nothing happened.
Okay.
So he was looking for that magic number, and it was kind of fun. He let us drive the boat.
Oh, boy.
So he was, as you can tell, he's in the back of the boat all the time.
Mm-hmm. So
we have to help him out, and we watch for boats and whatnot. And this has autopilot.
I've heard that about some of these boats now.
And he would say 10 right, 10 left.
Yeah.
All you got to do is turn the knob 10 degrees.
Yeah.
And away you went. And it was a blast.
Running off GPS?
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
It was awesome. And there's Gabby's fish. It was a pretty decent fish there.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah. So it was fun. We got to drive the boat. We got to catch fish. And
did you clean the fish?
He cleaned the fish.
I'd have made you clean them.
Oh, dude. You got to see this. I got a video of him cleaning the fish. We might still be there.
Yeah, that's why he probably cleaned them. So that way he hurry up and get it done. So that way you're not having to linger around and mess with it.
He was using. I'll show you the video. if you drop that, there you go. Oop. But yeah, so we got out there. We were catching fish. Hey, I got an idea. Is this me? I'm going to prove that I actually caught a fish. Was this my fish?
I never questioned it whether you caught one or not. I just figured you were behind the camera the whole time.
And as you can tell, the water wasn't too bad.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. But when we got a little further offshore, it did get a little.
How far out were you here?
A couple miles.
Okay.
We could. He was using point of reference. We think we could see the new casino hotel.
Okay.
Up in
Standish.
Yes. So we were up by there too. So we were using that for point of reference. It was kind of fun, and it was neat to see the camaraderie he has with other boats.
Mm-hmm.
And he was calling other boats to see where they're at and what they're doing. And you catching, you not catching? What do where are you at? What you doing? So it was pretty cool. So I think that was my first fish of the day, and it was kind of cool. And he did all the work. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun.
I would hope so.
It was a great day on the water. Oh, there I am. See?
Oh wait, we gotta get back here. Here's Danny holding up his prize catch.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, we had a blast. It was good. So,
how many fish did you guys catch the whole day?
So, with that being said, we caught 17 fish. That was in the live well. We actually did catch. We caught 3 sheephead.
Okay.
Had to throw those back. Ask Scott how to cook them. It was pretty funny.
Yuck.
Right. And the one pike. And we caught some undersized.
Okay.
Actually, when we were reeling in the lines to head in, because it was getting later in the day, storms were starting to roll in, and we started heading back. We actually had some on the line. They were not keepable. Didn't even know. They were just for the ride of trolling.
Right.
And so when we finished up the day, we started heading back.
Well, one thing you haven't shown yet is the pike.
I will get there, but I wanted to show you this because I thought this was kind of
heading right into the mouth of the storm.
So we were heading back, and he was looking at his phone, and he was looking at his GPS and his whole 9 yards, and we were actually catching up to the storm. So we slowed down. He goes, "We're going to take our time and
let the storm pass.
Let the storm pick up steam and get ahead of us." So not very often do you are with somebody and you says, "Hey, we better slow down or else we're going to drive into the storm."
Right.
So that was kind of cool.
What day was that?
Sunday.
Sunday, okay. I'm just trying to remember. We came back Sunday late afternoon, evening. But I heard Saturday was the heavy rain day out there. They said Saginaw actually got like 2 inches of rain.
So, you're right, Tom Gitzel. And Gabby's on. Jay and I are watching, and we're waiting for his video of the pike.
See, that's what I said. People are waiting. They want to see this.
I guess so. So let me find it right here. Jay's Big Miss. I labeled it.
Everybody's waiting. Okay. So
this is Gabby's brother-in-law, Jay.
Okay.
And it was a big fish. It was... And it's gonna be quick because there's a spot here that you can. It's right down in here. You'll see it roll over a little bit, and you know what? He fought this. He was fighting it pretty good. It was nice to see this fish. Not gonna lie, and it was just fun. Again, water's nice. He's rolling it in. It was just, and nobody can hear the sound, so I noticed something was up when he grabs the net and goes to the back of the boat. Gets on by the motors. I'm like, oh, it's a big fish.
Okay. Didn't want it to get away, but it got away.
Right. So I was like, normally he'd just stand right about there and say, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you can watch it'll be, see, and I noticed he did that, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? So I kind of moved up a little bit. And right there, you can barely see it real quick, and then he bumped it and it took off.
Oh, man.
Right? So... It was an "oh man is right," and it was like So yeah, good.
It was a head scratcher.
Yeah, it was a head scratcher. So that was kind of cool.
So you guys had fun.
We did.
We
had a blast. And when you're out on the water and you're zipping around, and actually we were heading back in, and we were coming back in. We were waiting the storm out. We were pushing. Well, the storm was leading, but we were gaining, and we finally made it. No, not that one. I don't want that. I want it right here. One of the things we did see out on the water when we were coming back in was at the coal plant, the electrical plant right there, was a freighter. and he was unloading his coal there. And come to find out, and I don't know how Scott did this, but he looked and saw the numbers on the boat, and he put it into his phone, so there must be a website or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And
you
he
search it.
And he did that, and it came up that this is at 10,014 feet. This is one of the longest freighters on the Great Lakes.
1,014 feet.
Yeah, 1,014.
I say 10,014 feet.
1,014.
I say, because the biggest one that goes through the locks is 1,014 foot. Somebody in Mackinac actually told me that one point. That's the biggest boat they can put through.
This is it then.
Yeah.
That was the numbers that he told. He goes, and he gave the specs of this boat, and there it is. And we were just in the no wake zone, and it was kind of cool. The storm had, as you can see ahead of us, the storm was past, and we were coming in, and it was nice, and waving to the guys on the ship. So.
There's a tower. Oh, it just went out of the shot there. I would say, did you guys see the dead cormorant that flew into that tower? It's been hanging there for a while.
Are you serious?
Dead serious, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nancy was out there about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks prior to the time I went out there with her. And it was still there then. It wasn't like it had decomposed to nothing and fell in. I mean, it still had a ways to go. So
really,
I wonder if it was still there.
That's funny.
That'd been interesting.
Not gonna lie.
It was that big tower right in the middle of the channel there as you come in. So.
Okay. So yeah. So
he did all the cleaning.
So we got back, and I will show you the fish pole or the fish rack, whatever you want to call it.
There you go. Oh, that's there at the yacht club. Okay.
Yep, that was right there. We were back now, and we were getting ready, and obviously we wanted to do a group photo. And there's me handling the camera, and I just clipped it to my backpack or whatever we had there. I think it was a cooler or something with a handle, and I just clipped it to there. And so we got 17 fish, and anywhere from 13 inches to about 24.
Gotcha.
I think the one in the middle is 24.
Okay.
Which I think was Gabby's. So, yeah.
Do you know what his rates are? What he charges?
$450 for a charter.
Okay. And that's how many people?
Up to 6.
Up to 6.
Yeah.
And is that a half day?
That's
full day?
6 hours.
6
I
hours.
think.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, if anybody wants, go over to Facebook, Rock and Rail 2.0.
There you go. There's his page right there.
You can go check it out. And
there's the pike you didn't catch.
Yeah, that's the pike you didn't catch. Well, they caught it. So yeah, give him a shout. Said Up North Journal sent us. Actually, there's a couple of our pictures. That's our pictures.
Okay.
From Sunday.
Very nice.
Yeah. So you asked about him cleaning our fish.
I know most people that do this on a regular basis, they got their own specific way they like to do things.
Oh yeah. And it was pretty cool. There was no doubt about it that he definitely used an a battery operated fillet knife, and you can watch him zip through a fish.
Get to watch him here in action.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I mean, like, boom, done.
Yeah, it's better to let the guy who knows what he's doing do it.
And that's all part of the charter.
Did you get walleye cheeks?
No.
No walleye cheeks.
No
They
walleye
probably
cheeks.
weren't big enough to have cheeks.
That's exactly what he said.
Okay.
He said on the smaller fish like that, not really worth it to go after him.
Gotcha. Zipping right through them like a...
So, yeah, well, so what? Yeah.
A knife through hot butter.
I mean, that little, I think it's a bubba. That thing
makes it nice.
Heck yeah. So that was downright cool.
All right, so where's my walleye at, man?
Well, Gabby's got him, actually. Man, I know, right?
Missed out again. I'll tell you what, we're bumping up here on our second break, so Danny's got a freezer full of fish now. We're going to take a quick step outside, and we'll continue into the last weekend, and I'll cover a few things that I got myself into. So stick with us here, and we'll be right back after this.
PSE Archery has always dominated the speed category. Now, the most revolutionary cam system ever to hit the market has perfected the shooting experience. Introducing PSE's Evolve Cam System, featuring extremely high let-off capabilities and the smoothest draw cycle in history. No other cam system has ever delivered this level of total comfort and total control. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
Welcome back. Third segment of the show. Didn't get any fish, so I guess I'll have to go fishing on my own. He didn't bring me any fish.
You were up having fun with Deer Camp Coffee and Pringles.
Yeah, it was. We had a good weekend. We went up and did some camping, some kayaking. Actually, went out and looked for some elk as well. We were right up in the middle of the elk range here in Michigan. So,
were you hunted?
No, this was the eastern side of the elk range. I hunted the western side.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely there was elk in the area, and Nancy had never seen elk before. And, I said, hey, we're right up here in the middle of the elk range. She goes, oh, that'd be so cool to see one out in the wild. I'm like, yeah. I said, you want to go? She's like, well, yeah, do you know where to go? I said, well, we'll ask around. So I asked one of the park rangers, and he's like, yeah, you go up here on, County Road 624, go over here to La Crosse Road, and drive down. Do you see the clear cuts where they've been cutting? And, he said, the fresh ones all the way up to ones that's 3, 4, 5 years old, because after that, they get so tall you can't see.
Oh, right, they get sick.
So, yeah, we took a drive up, that not the first night, but the second night, which would have been Friday night, and did a little sit. And actually, I took a few pics. I don't have video like you took, but I do have some pics. But we set out. This is an open. Actually, we were down. I'm trying to remember. This was a gas well.
Okay.
Like where you can see the gas well station right there where they were drilling for natural gas. But anyway, we sat on this big opening and we were waiting. And we sat there for a little while. And I could tell she was getting a little antsy. And I'm like, you want to take a little drive around? We'll go see what we can see. And she's like, yeah, that'd probably be better just, than sitting here not doing nothing.
Was there a lot of clear cuts?
No, there wasn't. I wouldn't say a lot. I mean, we found, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them, on the 2 roads.
Because I think the
didn't have to drive far.
Right, but were they fresh?
No.
Did you find any fresh cuts? Let me ask you that.
The last night we did.
Oh, okay.
But we couldn't get into it because the road was so tore up.
Yeah.
And I wasn't taking the Jeep in because it was, evening, and I said, if I get stuck, I'm hosed.
Right.
I don't have a winch.
Dig.
Yeah, there's no winch to pull ourselves out with, so all I have is a tow strap, and that's not going to work because you need a winch to pull it backwards. So right? I said, no, we're not going in there. But no, the first night, it was starting to get, kind of darkish, and we pulled up on this one field, and we're sitting there that we'd seen, and we went back to it, pulled in, we're waiting, and I'm looking off to the right, and, she's like, hey, look to your left, there's something down there. And I'm like, where? She said, all the way to your left, right up against the field edge. So I'm looking out my driver's side window, doe comes walking out. I'm like, oh, it's a doe. And she goes, oh, okay. She said, she didn't know if it, from that far away, if it was a doe, elk. She didn't know what to expect.
Right.
So the doe does the normal thing, kind of starts getting curious because all it sees is a Jeep sitting there.
Right.
Slow step, slow step, slow step. And then all of a sudden it stopped. And then the fawn come out from behind her, and it's watching. And it's doing the same thing. Well, Mama Doe starts stomping her feet, doing the old foot stomp, trying to get us to move. And, Nancy had never seen that, so she thought that was cool. And then the fawn just said, I've seen enough. I may not have been around long, but I know that's not anything we want to mess with. It took off, and then Mama took off.
Nice.
So, and then we took one more drive to a spot, found a clear cut that had probably been cut last year.
Okay.
And pulled into the 2-track. There was elk tracks all over. I'm like, well, this is a good spot. We have to remember this. But so we'll drive on in before it gets dark. And all of a sudden, I look across the clear cut, and I'm like, right there they are. There's, I seen 2 of them, and they were moving. They were walking away from us, but I mean, they were probably 600-700 yards away.
Oh, okay, quite a distance.
Yeah. And she goes, how do you know they're elk? I said, because how big they are. And she goes, well, look at the way they're moving. She goes, that don't move like, deer. They'll kind of bound when they're moving fast. These were trotting like horses. I said, those are elk. And so those were the elk that she saw.
Exactly, like horses, right?
Yeah.
They are a big animal. There's no doubt about it.
And then the second night, we went out into a different area, and we found this. This was a DNR food plot. We found a couple. We found several of these, and we set on, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them. We never saw anything, though.
No deer either.
No, didn't see. The only deer I saw that evening was when we found that fresh cut.
Okay.
The fresh logging cut. And there was a young buck standing out there on the edge of it. So
surprising.
Yeah. We could see a little bit of the cut from the road, and that's where we saw the buck. And then when I took the road in, I was like, no, I'm not.
What do you think they planted there?
That was probably winter wheat, and I saw some old clover in that as well.
Okay, so going into the fall, they're going to hit that pretty hard.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, there was stuff in it. It was. I wouldn't say that was this year's planting. I don't know. Maybe it was. It might have been a spring planting. It was hard to say. But we found these tracks here. These were old tracks. They were in the road.
But you can
drive it on the 2 tracks.
Those are some big tracks. Not gonna lie, you see those big tracks.
It's hard to get a perspective there, but you can tell they look more like a cow than they do a deer.
Exactly.
They're not pointed like a deer hoof.
Right. There's you ever compare an elk to a deer? There's a lot of differences.
Yeah, there's no mistaking those when you're out there hunting, and
that amazes me every year to hear
somebody shoots one
every year.
It never fails.
Really?
So, but yeah, we did some camping. I was going to show you another picture here that we don't go any very far without making s'mores.
S'mores?
And that's a hybrid. That's a hybrid there, and it's not my final hybrid.
Uh-oh.
But you got the graham, graham cracker, you got the mallow.
Yep.
Freshly toasted, perfect. Look at that. That was ooey gooey, not burnt, but just toasted. You got the chocolate, but also you see that layer of peanut butter in there.
Oh, so you went with the Reese's style marshmallow.
Yes, I did.
Peanut butter and chocolate, and throw a little marshmallow on it.
Yep.
You're good to go.
I got one more trick up my sleeve though.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to use cinnamon grams next time.
Yeah. So not gonna lie, that'll be a winner.
S'mores are good though.
Absolutely.
Can't beat them.
Not with chocolate and peanut butter.
So, but one thing that kind of caught my eye, we went kayaking on the Thunder Bay River. Did a little research before we left. Like, okay, well, where are we going to go? Because we were on Crystal Lake Clear Lake. That's where we camped at Clear Lake State Park, and I'll show you why they call it Clear Lake in a minute. But we did this research to figure out where we're going to go, and I'm like, well, you kayak the Black River. I fished the Black River before, and from what I remember, it's pretty desolate. It's pretty rustic and rugged, and
okay.
I didn't want to deal with any portaging, trees down, can't get out type thing. It wasn't. I just said, nah, we ought to wait.
So let me ask you a question.
So we did the Thunder Bay.
As you start doing this kayaking, as now we're getting into August.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's been some storms through and stuff, but have you noticed like the water levels starting to go down as we get towards the fall?
Notice them rising because of all the rain we've had.
Okay, the opposite.
A lot of rain. And this river here, it was dirty actually, and I don't remember the Thunder Bay River being dirty before, but we had like an inch or two of rain like 2 days prior to us getting on the water, and the water was brown. And there was, in places, there was good current too. I mean, real good current. But the thing that really caught my eye is that we were up there that day. It was like 68 degrees, a little breeze blowing. A lot of times I had my hoodie on. It felt like fall. And then lo and behold, you can see that maple tree I took a photo of, and it's red.
It's changing colors.
It's half red and half green.
Right?
And that wasn't the only one. We saw 3 or 4 trees that were already just starting to do that little turning.
Giving that little hint of fall is on the way?
Yeah. So, I mean, it may be August. This was the end of July. This was July 30th or 31st when we were on the water. But, yeah, I don't understand why some trees turn early. I don't know if they're in distress, because there was drought.
There was.
Pretty much throughout the whole state until we had these rains the last 2 or 3 weeks. So, it could have been from that. But like you said, the UP, you're starting to see those hints of yellow. So.
Yep, you'll start to see the wood start to get that hue of yellow to it, so all the weeds are dying and everything's getting ready to switch over, because with September 1st being just weeks away,
right?
Apple season and changing of the colors are going to start to happen.
That's right. When the leaves turn red, that means somebody shot a deer. I mean, it means fall's here.
I like that thinking.
Yeah, right. So, but it was a good river.
Did you see a lot of people?
Didn't see anybody. We were the only boats on the water.
Really?
The whole way, yes. The whole entire. And we did 8.25 miles.
Okay. And not
a soul. Not a soul. This was beautiful. There were some houses and cabins and cottages and things like that on the river, but nobody. No, it was when we went back to pick up my vehicle from where we started. There was a vehicle there that had. Looks like it was nobody in it, and it had the J-hooks on top for kayaks. So we assumed somebody had put in and took off.
Yep, they were on their way.
So, but no, not while we were there. But I wouldn't equate it to the Asable, but it's definitely probably my top 5.
Okay.
Top 4, maybe even top 3. I don't know. I mean, the Asable and the South Branch of the Asable. And for me, I'm almost thinking more of the South Branch of the Asable is number 1 for me, just because it's so remote and so isolated as far as foot traffic. It's the Mason Track here in Michigan, and you've heard me talk about that before. Yep. But this was nice. It was a really good float. It's an easy float for somebody that wants some rustic scenery or some wilderness
and not have to work
at it. Yeah. So, it was pretty nice. I mean, you can look here and you can see it was a pretty wide river too. It points.
Right. And with the water being up a little bit, it helped the flow.
Absolutely. And I mean, the kayaks we use, I mean, these wilderness system pungos, these are 12.5 footers that her and I use, and they're like little tanks in the water. I mean, they really do a nice job.
Nice and steady. And
yeah, I don't have to worry too much about getting in trouble with them unless it's a really swift and you're beating and banging real hard and you got to work at it. But then you just got to work at it,
Okay.
So, but yeah, that was the trip there down the Thunder Bay River.
That's I guess it's not totally shocking that you didn't see anybody else, but I guess it is what it is.
Well, and then our last day, we checked out campground early. We went to the day use area, took the camper over there, just hooked it to my Jeep, and we put in, and it was a lake, so we just got in at the boat launch, and we put in and kayaked the lake. And this is Clear Lake, and you see it's just another beautiful day up there in northern Michigan. I just can't say enough about how the weather's played nice for us that weekend.
Right.
We had a couple of really
actually
bad
there
trips.
there was supposed to be, I think you were, the thunderstorms were going before you. You were
Yes.
heading up after.
Yep. So, but this is called Clear Lake, and here's why.
It is pretty clear to me.
I'm sitting on probably 15, 20 foot of water right there.
And you can see clearly all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, and it's all sand, And there's fish in there. That's the one thing. I saw somebody fishing there, and I said, "Are you catching anything?" He goes, "Yeah, there's bass in here, and there's perch and bluegill and a couple other things he mentioned." But
wow,
I didn't really see it like weed beds for anything. I don't know.
Hide?
Yeah. So
it's kind of hard. Well, if you can see down 15, 20 feet, you got to go looking for them, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like the Caribbean. It was beautiful. The whole lake was that way. It's just incredible.
Wow. That's awesome. They I see some boats around. There must be homes around the shores.
Yeah, it was about half of it was state land, and then the other half was private land where you'd see a house.
Yeah.
So
did you see any other boats on there during the day while you were there?
Yeah, there was power power boats. There was other people and kayaks, quite a few kayaks actually. But I mean, I'm standing in probably about a foot of water right there, and I took that photo. So it kind of gives you an idea. Not too bad.
Not bad at all. I mean, I tell you what, there's that Clear Lake. Yeah, it's clear.
But when you're out, you got to have shore lunch.
I guess so. Obviously, you got the Deer Camp coffee with the koozie.
Yep.
You got some Pringles.
Yep. Yeah, I got my summer sausage, got some cheese and some granola bars there. But that's the other thing I like about this kayak is it has a removable console. I've got 2 cup holders. I've got a dry box on it. I've got a mount up front that I've yet to put a GoPro on. That's coming soon. And I re-rigged the line on it, put a little heavier line on the front and on the rear with the orange stuff there. So
okay.
Kind of jazz it up a little bit. But I really like that setup because you can...
Well, you got your own little table.
Exactly. You put your, pull up to shore, put your stuff on there. You can eat, do your thing. And actually, rocking down the river, even in one that's got some, a little bit of bumps. And this river did have some bumps along the way.
Okay.
That was a Thunder Bay there where that took this photo. But there was a little bit of rapids,
Really?
And actually, I got water. I got bow washed going into one.
No
kidding.
kidding.
The old Deer Camp coffee cup stayed right in there. Didn't come out. So that's why I really like the console.
Absolutely. Obviously, that's a good thing when things don't go, when you hit water like that and you don't lose anything.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And I had fun going through the little bit of rapids that they had there. It was nice to get shook up a little bit. So
just not your average kind of float.
No, it had a little bit of everything. So it was all good.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. And if the weather plays nice, Tom Gensel's favorite lake and campground.
Oh yeah, so he's familiar with that area.
His boy got his first trout there.
That was one of the fish. Yeah, they DNR puts trout in there.
Oh, okay. They stock it.
They do some stocking there. So.
Nice.
Yep.
That is flipping awesome.
But yeah, really nice campground. Every campground we've been to this year has been, real nice setup, clean. We harp on the DNR a lot, for management reasons and things like that. But the worker bees, the people who are out there on the grounds, people who are out in the forest, the DNR officers themselves, the guys and gals who do the work, they do a nice job. I hats off to them because we've yet to find any facilities that we've been to this year. That was our 5th trip this year, and everything's been clean.
Okay, cool.
Every one of them. So
when you're in the campground, do sheriff, state troopers, or anybody come through patrolling? Or is it
only at the Rifle River Rec area when they arrested somebody?
Okay, then.
Didn't we talk about that on the show?
I don't know if we did that.
That was our second trip.
Oh, okay.
Of the season. That was back in May. Yeah, the camper behind us had a little dispute with the spouses. They kind of got into it. We weren't there when that happened, but we came back, and as we came back, the whole campground was quiet.
Really?
And
wow.
I was like, man, for a Saturday afternoon, it's awful quiet here. And sure enough, within 5 minutes after us getting back, 2 state boys roll up, walk through our campsite, and like, whoa, wait, what's going on here? Walk right behind our camper to the camper that was directly behind us, and proceeded to talk to everybody involved. And yeah,
somebody left in jewelry.
Yeah, and it was the female. Strangely enough.
Wow.
Yeah. And afterwards, the gentleman come over and apologized. He said, "I'm sorry you had to see and hear all that." And I said, "We didn't see nothing. We weren't here."
Good.
Or hear anything, you know?
Right?
So
the reason I asked that is because I know my cousins, when they're out camping, this past weekend they were at Addison Oaks. Mm-hmm. And I went over and visited them on Saturday. And between that and Groveland Oaks, I know there's a lot of people in those campgrounds.
Right.
I tell you what, I got to give kudos to the sheriff's department, because they're constantly, and they're talking to people. They're not being smug about it. You know, they're waving to the kids and people talking.
They're patrolling?
Yeah.
Really? I've not seen patrol at all.
Okay.
You know, not even by a DNR vehicle. Usually, I mean, other than the little buggy that comes around cleaning.
Oh, yeah.
But
nope. No, sheriffs are patrolling, and
we haven't had to deal with loud music or rowdy people. Matter of fact, we got to Clear Lake Thursday night or afternoon. It was after we checked in by 3:30, and there was a mean cornhole tournament going on.
Oh,
right behind us.
That could get serious.
It did until about 10 o'clock, and right at 10 o'clock, quiet time, they shut down. And then come to find out, talk to the guys the next day, and he's from right here, like 10 miles down the road.
Oh, okay.
So,
isn't that funny?
Yeah.
You go someplace up north, wherever you go, and all of a sudden you start talking to somebody, and all of a sudden you realize, boom.
Yeah. Well, he bought his trailer up here at Tradewinds, and that's what got the conversation started. I said, "I see you got your trailer from Tradewinds RV," and he goes, "Yeah." I said, "That's right down the road from me." He goes, "Yeah, me too." So yeah, conversation took off from there. So
it's amazing. That's like the feed and seed up in Crystal Falls. Originally, they're from Flushing, I think.
Small world, man.
I know, right?
Well, I tell you what. Let's take our last break.
Yep.
We'll come back. We'll continue, and then we'll wrap up the show. So we'll be right back after this, folks.
Acceleration is part of PSE's DNA. PSE pioneered the speed movement. Now they've developed the vapor category to help you find the most powerful bows on the market to fit you.
High speed equates to intense power and building the momentum you need to be successful. Are you a vapor shooter? Find out at psearchery.com.
Welcome back. Last segment of the show. You know, in the break here, we were talking a little bit about what we've been doing this year and stuff, and we talked about shooting our bows. We've got a shoot coming up on what day is that? Danny, do you remember off the top of your head?
Last weekend.
Last Saturday, Sunday of August, right?
Yes.
28th, 29th-ish, something like that. Land of Lakes, which is just south of Fenton, exit 78. If I memory serves me.
Is that what it is? Going down 23?
White Lake Road. But anyway, Land of Lakes Club, and that is being put on in conjunction with Sunrise Archery, and we will be out there giving them some support, and we'll be shooting as well.
Yes, August 28th and 29th, Sunrise Archery 3D Challenge. So come on out. I think they're gonna have some giveaways and stuff, and we'll be out there shooting. And so it'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, I know Andy Eberhardt and his son, they've met us out there a couple times.
Right.
Your brother, he's come down a couple times to shoot.
See if he's going to come out and shoot with us.
So we've seen some of the people who watch the show and listen to us. So if you're so inclined, come on over and hang out. We'd love to see you, shoot with you, what have you. So, but yeah, it's going to be archery season here in I think, are we under 60? We're under 60 days now.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're in August.
Yeah, we're in August. Another one happening August 21st. I want to give a shout out to the Royal Oak Archers. A friend of mine who I work with, he's a board member over there. They're going to... Typically, when you go to a 3D shoot, you don't have nothing for crossbows.
Mm-hmm.
At Royal Oak Archers, they're going to have a special sight-in day for crossbows. So on the 21st, over at Royal Oak Archers, you can take your crossbow over there and shoot at some crossbow targets.
There you go.
So that's the weekend before. But yeah, so like you said, it's getting to be less than 60 days.
Early goose season.
Early goose.
Deer season. Or I'm sorry, squirrel season.
Right.
And then deer season, archery season. It's coming fast.
We got early seasons that are going to kick off in some states, going for the Velvet Bucks. And so, yeah, so it's just going to be... I tell you what's going to happen is it's going to get to be whirlwind.
It always is, and all of a sudden you're up on it before you know it, and then you're like, where'd the whole summer go? So, I mean, I can't believe it's even August yet. But,
I know, right?
But I do need to get out and shoot the bow. I've got my target set up back here. I mean, since we've moved, it's just been a real challenge to kind of get everything together and make sure you've got all your gear, which I'm still looking for my rangefinder. Haven't found that yet.
You haven't found that yet?
No, I really haven't looked, though, in the last 2 weeks.
I bet you're going to find it in a pocket that you haven't looked at in a long time.
Probably so. And you know where I'm going to find it? In the last place that I look. That's where I'm going to find it.
I know, right?
It's the way it always works. So
I just picked up a Vortex rangefinder and binoculars, so it should be good.
You sure it wasn't my Vortex rangefinder?
I'm positive it wasn't yours. I'll show you the receipt. But yeah, so folks, get ready, get out there, get to some 3D shoots if you haven't started sighting in your backyard if you want to, or get over to some of these 3D courses that are out there and get over there, help support them.
I'm thinking about next year joining an archery club somewhere around here.
Absolutely.
I like Land Lakes, but it's just so far away.
Well, for you now, it's pretty far.
It's a hike. I'm thinking, but it's just as far to go to Saginaw up to Field and Stream. It's the same distance.
Really?
It is. It's like I'm right smack dab in the middle.
You're in the middle of everything.
So, I thought maybe, I don't know, Flint Bowman possibly. And I don't know. I just don't know. But I need to find a place because I like shooting long distance. And about the most I can get out of my yard is maybe 40 yards. I haven't even measured it out yet. I got to get some paper stones and lay out a course.
And see what corner to corner you can get.
Yeah.
I'm still telling you, if you go across the street and stand on the roof of that building across the street, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'll be fine until they come out and put some shiny bracelets on my wrist.
I know, right? Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it, right? Yeah.
We got somebody to bail you out.
Right, yeah.
But, I think it's going to get kind of fast here.
Before you know it,
we'll be out in the woods.
So, and you're going to head back up?
I'm going to head up probably Labor Day.
Okay.
Labor Day weekend, I'll go up, check out the cards, see what we got going on. Probably throw some rye down.
Okay.
And then call it a year. And then I might build a blind. I don't know yet. Depends on who's all going to be present. Yeah,
I got some work that's going to probably have to be done after deer season on a couple blinds that's got to be removed that are just so old that we built 20 years ago that they just got
age.
Yeah, they just got to be taken apart and put in the dump. And other than that, it's I kind of just concentrating on getting back in the woods. I didn't hunt at all last year.
No, you didn't.
Due to the situation at home that I went through. So this year, just concentrating on. I'm probably not going to hunt Indiana. It doesn't look like as of yet. I don't think. I'm just going to concentrate on back here in Michigan, kind of getting my feet wet and
getting back out there.
Yeah, getting back into it for the reason that that I love and enjoy, and not worry about the rat race of trying to shoot something big, or trying to run here, run there, do all these shows and everything. I'm just trying to start back slow.
Well, that's one thing talking about with all this COVID stuff and all these shows canceled.
Mm-hmm.
I get a feeling, this is my gut feeling, if we have like the decent cool weather like we did,
mm-hmm.
I get a feeling Woods and Water is going to be just on this side of mayhem because people are kind of jonesing to get out, just out to a show and be out in public.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you can tell people
mm-hmm.
are ready. I mean, it's like...
well, we hear that everywhere. Everybody's talking, it's like, man, we can't wait to get out in the woods, get out and do something, get out to a show, what have you. I mean, you and I, we're already looking ahead, at a possible little show here in Michigan in the middle of September if things work out correctly.
Right.
We're definitely going to, Woods and Water, good Lord willing, the creeks don't rise, we'll be there. And
don't shut that down.
If that doesn't get shut down, we got a few minutes here. I've been thinking a lot this week about the philosophical side of why I enjoy the outdoors and the new things I've done. This year I went done a lot of hiking this year. Number one, did some snowshoeing this year, which I've never done. I've kayaked more this year than ever before, and it's been really enjoyable to experience some new things. And it's like I told a guy at work today. He was asking me, hey, what do you think about football season? You going to shoot video for us for football season this year at the high school level? And I said, no. And he kind of looked at me and goes, no. And I said, no. I said, after what's happened to me in the last year and a half, I said, the way my life has changed, I said, I cherish the moments that I get now to be able to spend them with the people I want to spend them with.
Yep.
And be in the outdoors and do the things I love to do. And that's really what it boils down to. It's not about, like I said, shooting a big deer, making all these trips here, there, everywhere, doing whatever. It's about spending it with people you care about and spending it enjoying doing what you want to do.
Well, that was like the fishing trip, right?
Bingo.
If I reel in a fish, that's fine. But I was more interested in the other people.
The whole surrounding, the whole atmosphere.
Of being, there was 5 of us with the captain, just having fun, sandwiches. And that's why I just took the GoPro, right?
Right.
Click it on and wave it around. And it was more fun watching people reel in a fish, complaining who's got the bigger fish, or losing one at the boat.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely the camaraderie that and that just goes right into hunting season too. When we're out, if somebody else gets a deer, that's fine.
Yeah, right.
I'm more than happy to help somebody else get a deer.
Right. And that love and passion. I mean, I've started digging into like I said, the kayak and trying to learn more about those things. And I want to get back into the habitat aspect of what I was doing before everything changed, and that's one of the things that I'm still passionate about.
Hopefully, everything settles down this year. Next year, we can both get back into that habitat side of. I want to do a complete. I want to get out. I already did a soil sample last year, so I'm probably pretty close. But I got to do a complete kill, grind, and reline and fertilize, and I want to do that, and I want to do it right. And like you said, the habitat. Actually, this is 2021. I don't think I have to do anything with plan, the habitat plan that we have for the property. So I'll see what I can do there, and whether it's just going in and busting in a few new food plots and working on that. But yeah, I want to definitely focus back on the habitat side. Last year and a half has been kind of interesting.
Well, just from all aspects, and I think a lot of people are feeling it. As far as the pressure of what's been going on in the world, number one, and whether it be a job, whether it be a family member, maybe lost a family member due to this junk, lifestyle changes, as far as what I've been through, making no bones about it. I mean, our family split. That's what happened. So for anybody who's wondering, I'm just going to throw it out there because that's over and done with. And
water under the bridge.
Water under the bridge and moving on. But, my kids are growing up now. I got grandkids coming up. I really want to take some time and start to introduce Ben to the outdoors.
Well, it's
leaving a legacy.
Well, it's that, and it's what we see when we do our shows and we go to shows.
Yeah.
We want to see that youngster with that big, wide smile about whether it be their first fish or their first hunt or whatever they're going to tell us.
Right.
But now you can start to pass that on to Ben.
Yeah, it's that second generation of leaving a legacy, and I think that's really important. I seen a post today, or I saw a post today, and I reposted. It was about the weight of the world on dads. Is always tired from working, the stress of life, but he never quits.
Yep,
never gives up. And that's the thing is I've taught my kids that. Now I've got another generation. I've got Ben, and then eventually Addie, and then JL, John Luke.
Yep.
So once they start getting to that stage where I can get them into the woods, and Ben's there. He's going to be 5 here in about 3 weeks. It's time, to start introducing him to these aspects of the outdoors. We've already had him in the kayaks. We've had him and my granddaughter Eddie in the kayaks already twice.
We've seen some of the pictures there that and it looks like they're having fun. It doesn't look like they're
not bored.
They're not exactly. Worst thing you can do is take them out, force them to do it where they're bored, and then they won't like it.
Taking and showing them the fish and the turtles and the birds, and lucky enough to see a deer occasionally, and it's good stuff, But that's, I guess, wrapping up the show, no matter how old you are, leave a legacy. Get out there and teach, your kids if you've got kids that are still young enough to be taught, and the grandkids, and if not, maybe you got a niece or a nephew.
Pass it on.
Yep.
To somebody.
Yeah, it's important, and I think in today's world right now, that's the one thing we can do to make ourselves feel better, make our kids a little more at ease, and just take that hard edge off.
There's nothing better than sitting by a campfire and hearing nothing.
And drinking Deer Camp coffee.
That too. And you don't hear, you might hear a car come down the road.
Yeah.
And you just kind of stop and wait to see if it turns down the trail. But
right.
There's just something when we're up at the cabin and, we're either sitting by the fire or what, and just letting the world go by, waiting for that first star to come out at night.
Yep, exactly. You know what? And guys and gals, if all this stuff of the pandemic has kept you inside, get off the couch. Get outside. Go up north.
It's that time.
Go down south, out east, out west, wherever your direction is at where you go. But get out and enjoy the outdoors.
And starting September 1st, you can go pick apples at your local favorite orchard.
Probably. I thought you was going to say you can carry a gun in the woods and go out, or actually on the water and shoot geese.
That too. It's just a matter of fact of getting outside.
Absolutely. So, well, I'll tell you what, we're going to wrap up the show, and we're going to sign off for the podcast and the live stream here both at the same time tonight. So,
and next week, we will be on Wednesday.
That's right. Wednesday from now until the first week of September.
Yeah. So, next week, August 11th, we'll be on at 7:30. And I have Dave Wilkins lined up to join us he is the editor of Michigan Bowhunters Magazine.
And also,
Drop
Time Outdoors.
Drop Time Outdoors. We're going to talk about kind of what he's been going through with his COVID and all the Africa trips that probably didn't happen.
Shout out to Denny Steiner. I didn't see him on tonight, but he just got back.
I don't think is he back?
I don't know. I know he's still posting pictures.
Okay, so
maybe he's not back yet. But if he's not back, he's been over there for 2 weeks.
Yep, he's been over shooting
animals,
everything. We're gonna maybe get him on and talk about that trip.
Yeah, we need to. So, but that'll do it for us this week, folks. If you'd like the show, give us a like, follow, share on all of our social media outlets. Share the show for us. That would help us and help the people who help us in turn as well. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, make sure you go over, give us a review over there as well. That helps us out as well. So take care. We'll be back again next week, and we will see you with Dave Wilkins.
Yep.
All right. Peace out. Y'all be safe and take care. I can't even talk tonight.
I know, right?
See you later.
This episode was brought to you by
PSE Archery, Yamaha Outboards, Better the Hunt, Easy Cut, Packer Max, Deer Camp Coffee, Buck Baits, JPO Game Calls, Limwalker Game Calls, Wild Seasoning, Total Peep, Sunrise Archery, Scent Lock, and Scent Blocker.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe until next week on the Up North Journal.